In the quiet suburbs of Crestview Heights, where lawns were manicured and neighbors smiled like happiness was compulsory, Amara and Daniel Okoye were the couple everyone admired. They had the kind of beauty that made people stare twice. Amara, with warm brown skin and a smile that lit up rooms, and Daniel, tall, gentle, and strikingly handsome. They had a beautiful 5-year-old son, Eden, who had his mother's dimples and his father's confidence. They were successful, respected, and deeply in love. Or so it seemed. Amara's best friend Vivian was always around, laughing, drinking wine with Amara, helping with Eden, joining the family for outings. To outsiders, Vivian was the loyal friend who had been with Amara since university days. But behind the smiles, Vivian carried a darkness Amara never noticed. Vivian envied Amara with every breath she took. She envied her beauty. She envied her marriage. She envied the love Daniel showered on her. She envied the home, the stability, the life that Amara lived so effortlessly. A life Vivian believed should have been hers. And deep in her heart, she carried one secret she knew could destroy everything. Years earlier, before Amara got married, she had done something she never forgave herself for. A month before her wedding to Daniel, overwhelmed with fear and nostalgia, she met her ex-boyfriend Michael to give him closure. Emotions ran wild. Tears, regrets, memories, and one mistake, a goodbye kiss that became goodbye sex. It happened only once. She never spoke to Michael again. She told no one, except Vivian. Amara had cried in Vivian's lap the very next day. "I don't know why I did it," she sobbed. "I love Daniel. I was afraid, confused. I swear it meant nothing. I'll take this to my grave." Vivian had hugged her and said, "Your secret is safe with me." But in her heart, she smiled. She knew Amara had just given her a loaded weapon. Vivian visited the Okoye home more than her own. She brought gifts, played with Eden, cooked meals that made Daniel laugh, and acted like part of the family. But she watched Daniel like a hawk, watched how he touched Amara's waist, how his eyes softened when he looked at his wife, how he came home early just to spend time with them. She wanted that love. She wanted that man, and she knew exactly how to get him. She waited patiently, like a snake in the grass. Then one evening, while Amara was putting Eden to bed, Vivian sat in her car, shaking with excitement as she typed out the message that would change everything. Anonymous text to Daniel. "Your son is not yours. Ask your wife who she slept with before your wedding." Daniel froze. His heart raced, his hands trembled, his vision blurred. His first thought, this must be a lie. His second thought, why does it feel like the truth? For the first time in his marriage, Daniel slept facing the opposite direction. Amara felt the distance, but she never imagined the reason. The next morning, Daniel left early, drove to a private DNA center, and handed in a few strands of Eden's hair and his own saliva sample. A week later, the results came. Not the father. His world shattered. That night, Daniel walked into their bedroom with eyes so cold, Amara stepped back instinctively. "Pack your things," he said. "Daniel, what's going on?" "I know everything." Her heart stopped. "What do you know?" He threw the DNA result at her. The paper fluttered at her feet like a death sentence. "Who fathered my son?" he demanded. Tears choked her. "You? Daniel, you're his father," she cried. "Stop lying," he roared. "Daniel, I swear." "Don't swear. The truth is right there." He grabbed a packed suitcase. "The lawyer will contact you. I'm filing for divorce." Then he walked out of the house, out of their marriage, out of her life. Amara collapsed onto the floor, sobbing so loudly, even Eden woke up crying. The next morning, Vivian rushed over, pretending to panic. "Oh my God, Amara! What happened?" Amara hugged her tightly. "Daniel, he left me. He said the son isn't his. Vivian gasped in pretend shock. That's impossible. How could he say that? Let me talk to him. Maybe I can make him see reason. Amara clasped her hands like a drowning woman grabbing the last rope. Please, Vivian. Please talk to him. Please save my marriage. Vivian nodded, determined, but not in the way Amara hoped. Vivian called Daniel that evening. I heard about what happened, she said softly. Can we meet? I want to help. Daniel hesitated. Vivian had always been kind, supportive. Finally, he agreed. She arrived at the hotel wearing the sexiest dress she owned. Deep red, tight, revealing. She carried a tray of his favorite food, smiling sweetly. I thought you might be hungry. The pain in Daniel's heart was raw. Vivian touched his hand gently. You deserve better, she whispered. She betrayed you. You've been suffering alone. One kiss turned into another. One touch became a hunger. And they fell into bed. Vivian cried tears of triumph as he slept beside her. At last, she had what Amara had always had. The man. The touch. The life. Amara waited anxiously for updates from Vivian. No reply. No message. Finally, she called. Vivian answered with a calm, rehearsed voice. Daniel is still angry. I'm trying, but he said he doesn't want you back. Vivian, please don't give up on us. Vivian's lips curled into a smirk. I'll keep trying. A week later, Amara was leaving a supermarket with Eden when she froze. There, at the entrance, laughing and holding hands like a happy couple, were Daniel and Vivian. Daniel froze. Amara trembled violently. Vivian smiled, unremorseful, victorious. Yes, Amara, I'm keeping the man you couldn't. Maybe now you know how it feels to lose. Shoppers turned to stare as Amara burst into tears. Daniel looked ashamed, but he didn't step away from Vivian. Not yet. On the drive home, Daniel's mind churned. Vivian had been pushing him to finalize the divorce, pushing him to marry her, pushing him to forget Amara entirely. Then one question struck him like lightning. Vivian, were you the one who sent that anonymous message? She froze. Her silence was the answer. Daniel's breath caught. You destroyed my family? Vivian stepped back nervously. Daniel, I did it because I love you. His face hardened. No, you did it because you're evil. That night, while Vivian slept peacefully on his chest, believing she'd won, Daniel quietly packed his things. At dawn, he stood at Amara's door. She opened it slowly. Daniel dropped to his knees. He sobbed. Amara? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I destroyed us. I let the devil into our home. Please forgive me. Amara cried too, years of pain melting. Daniel held Eden tightly. My son, my boy, I'm sorry. 3 nights later, as Amara tucked Eden into bed, the door burst open. Vivian stormed in, hair wild, eyes mad, gun in hand. You took him from me, she screamed. Amara froze. Daniel shielded his wife. Vivian's voice cracked with years of jealousy. You always had everything, the beauty, the love, the perfect life. Even in school, everyone adored you. I was always the background friend, the shadow. I deserve happiness too. She aimed the gun at Amara. No more shadows. The shot fired. Amara fell. Daniel screamed, but before Vivian could shoot again, the security guard slammed a metal rod against her head. She dropped like a stone. Sirens wailed as 911 arrived. Police dragged Vivian away, still screaming, He chose me! He chose me! Daniel ran beside Amara as paramedics carried her on the stretcher. Stay with me, my love. Please, I can't lose you again. Her hand pressed weakly against his. Then her eyes closed. Hours later, Amara woke up. The bullet had missed her heart by inches. Daniel was beside her, eyes swollen from crying, holding her hand like it was the last lifeline of his soul. He knelt beside the bed, pulled a small velvet box from his pocket and opened it with shaking fingers. Inside was a ring, simple, elegant, powerful. Amara, I broke our vow. I believed lies. I let someone invade our home. I became weak, but I swear before God, before the angels, before our son, I will never fail you again. He placed the ring in her palm. Will you marry me again? Tears streamed down her cheeks. Yes, she whispered. 1,000 times yes. He leaned in and kissed her forehead, gentle, reverent, overwhelmed. Their shattered love had survived a war. Their broken home had found healing. Their bond, tested by betrayal and envy, had risen from ashes. I know you made a great mistake by that closure with your ex. Eden is my son, our son, and I will continue to raise him as a loving father. Moral of the story. 1. Everyone is a villain in someone's story, even the ones who loved you. No one is perfectly innocent. Our fears, jealousy, insecurities, and silence can turn us into the very thing we hate in others. 2. Envy is quiet until it becomes destructive. The people closest to you can carry the darkest intentions, not because you wronged them, but because your life reminds them of everything they lack. 3. Not every friend is your friend. Some are studying you to replace you. Pay attention to the one who smiles too wide, watches too closely, and competes too silently. 4. A single lie can break what took years to build. Relationships die slowly, not always from crimes, but from doubts planted at the right moment. 5. Truth always comes late, but it always comes. The things people hide will eventually surface, usually when they can no longer control the consequences. 6. Pain shapes people in different ways. Some turn their wounds into wisdom, others turn them into weapons. Everyone suffers, but not everyone heals. 7. Forgiveness isn't always about reconciliation. Sometimes it's about freedom. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means refusing to carry someone else's poison in your heart. 8. If you don't face your past, someone else will use it against you. Secrets have power only when they're hidden. 9. Love doesn't fail. People do. A marriage can survive storms, but not silence, lies, and assumptions. 10. Healing begins when you stop asking why they hurt you and start asking why you stayed. Your peace is your responsibility.